Hello everyone, today we are going to be talking about the Miami Heat and their early season success. If you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. This message is brought to you by Manscape, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and they have recently launched their 4th generation trimmer. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code RUNTHENBA at manscaped.com. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, and optimized trimmer to make shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. Well, that's what you get with the Lawnmower 4.0. It's easy to use, easy to handle, and easy to clean. And for someone who has been hesitant about having a trimmer around my jewels in the past, the Lawnmower 4.0 has put my concerns to rest. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code RUNTHENBA at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with code RUNTHENBA at manscaped.com. For yourself, for a loved one as we approach this holiday season, unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. The Miami Heat have made some good additions this summer, bringing in Kyle Lowry, bringing in PJ Tucker, more of an underrated pickup being Caleb Martin, who has played an impactful role as wing depth off of the bench for this team, as KD Okpala has not seen himself as part of the rotation, which in combination with the significantly improved play of Tyler Herro, who is going to be a most improved and 6th man of the year candidate, and MVP level play from Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat have emerged as a true threat in the Eastern Conference this season. Speaking of Jimmy Butler has been solid again this year, no doubt about it. Not necessarily a front runner for any MVP conversation, but is playing at that type of level, leading this Miami Heat team. Continues to struggle from deep as he has the last few years of his career, but his attempts are down this year, which is good because he's just not making them, so it doesn't make sense to continue shooting multiple a game. But he's very good from mid-range, very good at attacking the rim, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. He is one of the few players in the league who has not been negatively impacted by the foul baiting rule changes in terms of getting to the free throw line. He's still getting there 8.5 times per game. Continues to be very impactful on the defensive end, getting steals, good on-ball defense, good help defense, you name it. Jimmy Butler does it, and is a great leader and veteran to have on your team. Bam Adebayo, of course, the part of the duo that leads this Miami Heat team previous to Kyle Lowry being added. Bam has shut up any doubts that there was over his playoff performance last year, where he didn't look that great. He has been much more confident and assertive on the offensive end so far this season. Rebounding, extremely good. One of the top 3 defensive players in terms of Defensive Player of the Year candidacy, in my opinion. Averaging nearly 20 a night. Mid-range game looks more comfortable and continues to be very good in all scenarios defensively, perimeter pick and roll, rim protection, as well as having a little bit of passing out of the post as well. Tyler Herro is the player who's taken the biggest jump on this Miami team and is the biggest reason, in my opinion, that their ceiling has been raised so much internally this year, regardless of their additions. He's finally broken out into the player that some people thought he would be. He was my pick for 6th man of the year this upcoming season, and that looks to be a pretty darn good pick right now. He's been scoring at an absolutely ridiculous rate, averaging 21.5 a night, shooting almost 46% from the field and nearly 38% from deep, making over 2.5 a night, playmaking a little bit, attacking the rim, shooting from deep, improving his mid-range game. His offensive game has just filled out and become that much more versatile, and has allowed him to have a much bigger role on this team and be much more productive and efficient, playing more than Duncan Robinson is on this team, who has been starting at that shooting guard spot, but Tyler Herro getting that heavy minutes and playing a lot of closing minutes with this group. In the mention of Duncan Robinson, he has been disappointing this year so far after getting his big contract this summer, and I was wary of that big of a contract for someone who is really just a 3-point specialist. I don't love giving purely 3-point specialists that don't do that much else on the court that much money. Davis Bertans comes to mind. Now hopefully Duncan Robinson can get out of his shooting slump and can be more worth that money and be impactful for this Miami team. But ultimately, him being in the starting lineup, his minutes have been dwindling down a little bit as he does continue to struggle from deep. But ultimately, if he can get going, then this Miami team is just going to be even harder to beat. But rough three-point shooting has been a bit of a theme for this Miami team this year, which just kind of shows that they can be so much better than they already are if they can start hitting down more of their shots. Duncan Robinson has not shot great from deep. Kyle Lowry has not shot great from deep. Markieff Morris, I think, can still shoot better from deep, although he has shot fine. Caleb Martin has really struggled from deep to start the year. Not that he's some elite three-point shooter, but he's a better than 22% three-point shooter as far as I'm concerned. So they have an even higher ceiling to reach as far as offensive shooting and spacing goes. Lastly, I want to talk about some of their role players and then their key additions for this year. Max Strus, notably, is who I want to talk about as far as their role players go. He's been surprising to me this year. I didn't know how much of a role he was going to play on this team. Of course, when Victor Oladipo is back, which just points to how much higher of a ceiling this Miami team can still have. He might not play as much, but Strus has been solid. He gives them a bit of playmaking off of the bench, some solid length and defense, a bit of rebounding. He's not doing anything special on the offensive end, but he can come in and give you some defense, give you some rebounding, and can give you a little bit of playmaking from the guard spot as well. It has been more impactful than I thought he would be, so full credit to him for that. But lastly, Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker, they have been added and just bring and add to what is now such an elite defensive unit. They are only 8th, I believe, currently in defensive rating in the NBA, but they are much better than the 8th defensive team in the league. They're going to be a top 5 defense in this coming playoffs, no doubt about it. And I mean, that unit that's going to have Butler, Bam, Lowry, and PJ. I mean, whether it's Herro out there, whether it's Robinson out there, whether it's Oladipo out there, I mean, point being, that defensive unit is going to be so tough to score against. When those guys are going to be working in the playoffs, being physical, not allowing easy buckets, that is going to be a tough group to score against. And you got to believe that Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker are a big part in that, from their actual defensive play, their leadership, their experience. They have it all, and they are bringing it to this Miami Heat defense. Kyle Lowry hasn't been great on offense yet from a scoring standpoint, but his playmaking, his basketball IQ on the offensive end has been extremely impactful and influential on this team. And PJ Tucker hasn't been a complete dud on the offensive end this year either. He's been shooting a little bit better from the corner and his corner threes this year than he had at times last year, which is a big positive for this group. The overall point is, this Miami Heat team is pretty darn good. They have one of the most disruptive defensive units in the league. They have good upside and good star-led power in Butler, surrounding pieces in Herro, Bam, and Lowry. And their shooting isn't elite yet. It has more upside that they could potentially get to. And they don't have Victor Oladipo back from injury. This Miami Heat team is going to be very, very good this season. That being said, that is my thoughts on the Miami Heat at this point in time in the season. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about the Miami Heat so far this year. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.